So hello guys, welcome back to the Spark Talk. So we are
Yes.
having Sujith Pastor again.
Oh, whoa!
Hey
Not
Pastor,
again.
how are you?
Okay.
Oh, you're getting better in that.
Yeah, I think so. I feel so.
Okay,
I think the last one, this one also.
yeah,
There.
this was also there.
Yeah. So.
And once again,
Okay.
yes.
So.
One,
Okay.
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
Okay. Cool.
So Pastor, how was your week?
It was great. It was great. Fantastic. Except the
Okay.
heat in Jaipur, but everything was fine.
Yeah, it's too warm here, like in Jaipur, and but sooner we'll be having some rainy season and
Yeah, hopefully.
weather. Yeah. So, did you travel any place?
No, well, this last week I was in Jaipur.
Okay. So, what do you think of FIFA World Cup? Did you watch it?
Oh yes, I was. I was watching. In fact, I was rooting for Brazil, but heartbroken.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard.
But
Yeah.
now I'm supporting England. Yeah. Hopefully they will
Okay.
get through.
Okay, Pastor. So, before getting to the questions, let me introduce the man of the hour, Pastor Sujith M, Sunil, the founder of Spark. So, Pastor, could you please tell me more about Spark? What is this organization is about? And
Yeah, Spark is something that what we formed in the year 2022 February, and with a very unique vision. So Spark is more of a collaborative organization where we collaborate with existing churches and organizations.
How?
And so our vision is to collaborate with churches and organizations. And now we are now in 22 cities of India, plus 23 cities of India and 7 international cities. So that's in a nutshell about Spark.
Wow, that's amazing, like
Yeah.
to hear. And so let's get into the questions. Let's talk about rejection. So, Pastor, what do you think of rejection? Like, how shall we cope up with the rejections and
Yeah, so as we discussed last week, rejection is part of the emotional pain, and so rejection is not being, simple words, being not being accepted, feeling ignored, and things like that. So it is basically like choosing someone else over someone. So that's something about rejection. So rejection, it has many ways. I mean, I think one of the song, I think couple of years ago there was one song by Charlie Puth, I believe. And that song was, it says like, attention, you just
Oh
want my
yes, yes, yeah, I
attention,
do remember.
you
Yeah.
just want my. So I mean, so the world is actually looking for acceptance.
Yeah, true, very true.
And I think just few songs after that he
Yeah.
released one song, We Don't Talk Anymore.
Yeah, I do remember. We don't
Yeah.
talk anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So rejection is something, people can't handle it, and uh, and if it's not handled in a proper way, it it ends up in a mess. So rejection, it's there in various, I mean, there are different kind of ways how you feel reject. One is in the family, I mean, familial way where you get rejection, social way, and among the peers you get rejections, career rejections are there, and then last the relationship rejection. So
Okay, that's
yeah,
the hardest, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. It depends. Yeah.
Okay. Heartbreaking rejection is a rejection of relationship.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can even relate, like most of my friends and all, like I've hearing everyone, the relation rejection is the hardest, I would say. So
Yeah.
so what do you think on that? Like,
Well, I think it's something very sensitive and very emotional, and because there are two individuals who loved each other, and they dreamt, they, they spoke a lot, they shared dreams, and all of a sudden, then something happened, and when you have that breakup, it's not easy. It's not easy. So it's very tough, and if for some people breakup is very casual, but for some people I think it takes a lot of time for
heal.
to actually come out, and most of the people, they get stuck. And I always say, do not get um, stuck, or do not be prisoners of the past, but be pioneers of the future.
Very
So
true.
a lot of the time our past always haunts us. So do not get stuck. And these kind of stories, it happens. Like recently there was a boy who was crying and saying, she left me. And he was odd. He's not eating food, and like, he's not going out anywhere.
Yeah.
He's just at his home. And so I happened to talk to him, and I said, "Mane, what happened?" And, "Oh, she left me. I can't imagine a life without her." I feel it was quite deep, and he loved her so much. But I said, that's okay. I mean, if she has moved on, that's fine. I mean, what can we do?
True.
And sometimes I say that not just one girl. You know, there are a lot of people. We get sometimes stuck with that. I think it's waiting on God for the right time. So, yeah, I mean, a breakup, if it's not dealt in a proper way, it's, I mean, it hurts you more.
So, as you have explained, not to stuck there, could you please tell me how to move on from this situation?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question. Couple of things that everyone, that those who are going through this breakup thing. One is, do not blame yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you blame yourself. I mean, most of the relationship they break end up in breakup because of many reasons, and sometimes the other partner would say it's because of him or her that I left, and she or him will say it's
Blaming
because
each
of,
other,
yeah.
yeah.
So blame it, and then they take it so personal. No, after some time, after everything is over, you start blaming yourself, and blaming even him or her. So that doesn't end up anywhere.
Mm.
The second thing is, most of the time people get, I they want to get isolated, and they just want to stay alone. I think
Okay,
that's a real danger. Maybe having a space is quite
it's fine.
important, but the thing is, you try yourself to just cut off from everyone. Some people, I don't want to face people. I don't want to see anyone. I just want to go to an island, or I just want to go far
Mm.
away. I think that is escapism.
Yeah, cutting off is not good,
Yeah, cutting
actually.
off is not really good.
Mm.
I mean, you need to stay connected. You need to have right kind of people. You need to have right kind of fellowship. So that is very
Important.
important. The next thing is forgiving and forgetting. Very important. I mean,
Mm.
see, scars, it is not very easy. It will remain in your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes, what that person, sometimes you say, oh, I will never forget what he has done in my life.
Mm.
I'll never forget what he
Yeah.
has done. And that will take into, literally, I have seen like people take revenge out of
Mm-hmm.
that. you know I'll just tell you, see how many, we are living in this country, how many girls have been attacked with
Yeah.
acid.
As we're
There's
getting a
the
lot of
Yeah, I mean,
news
acid
basically. Yeah.
attack, blackmailing, all this kind of, why does this happen?
Mm.
Because you don't forgive, and you don't forget.
Mm.
Yes, these are some of the things you cannot forget. What I'm trying to tell is, the forget thing is to move on.
True.
Yeah, and how do you forgive someone? Now, I'll just tell you from my life. I was abused homosexually
Mm-hmm.
twice when I was a young kid, and that second abuse was so intense, and I still remember the guy who did it. And whenever I see that, I always used to have that anger to take a brick and hit him.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through a kind of a trauma. I couldn't study properly. I couldn't write my exam properly. I couldn't sleep properly. Fear, trauma, and I think there are a couple of viewers who are going through that particular thing.
Mm. True.
I dealt with that thing for a very long time. I tried committing suicide 3 times, and somehow the third time I was rescued. So this is something, if you don't deal it with it properly, I mean, you end up in wrong places.
True. Very true.
And um, I remember I always used to have that grudge, that anger. But after some time, when God came into my life, and when I started to grow, I understood that there is no other greater thing than love.
Mm.
And it helped me to forgive that person.
Ah.
It helped me. I still remember, but I forget. I try forgetting, and I forgot.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah,
Like.
and I remember last time when I went to that place, and then when I saw him, I smiled.
Mm-hmm.
I smiled at him and said, I mean, it's I in my own language, it's a simple wiring problem that he has. It's a wiring problem, and God helped me to come out of that thing. So forgiving and forgetting. if you have grudge against someone, it's just like drinking poison and hoping the other person would die.
Mm.
So never do that, never
Yeah.
do that. And the other thing that I would say is, um, most of the time, you get into these, this breakups and all those things, uh, you end up getting into other
Mm.
relationships.
Very true.
Yeah, and that is not something which will last forever, because you haven't got healed from this particular thing, and then you are ending up, because you are emotionally, you have that vacuum
Mm.
in you. You want a person, you get attached to that person. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very valid to be, because just like moving on, it's not easy, but just sitting like that and like not even like, moving a little bit further, like, so that's very wrong. And also how you have mentioned, like, to get into other relation, not even went from, the first things. So I think that's more confusing for that person, and also eventually, like, they will just hurt themselves, I guess. So
Yeah, that's something called as it's called as a rebound relationship,
okay.
where one relationship is
Hmm.
over and then you get it in another relationship. Or
So do you think that really that person would move on? Is it really possible? Because
no,
I'm
see,
not.
actually, that
Yeah.
person is actually looking for that missing thing.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
that person is actually finding a comfort or like the same kind of
Correct,
thing
correct.
in someone
Yeah,
else.
so naturally, when you
Hmm.
are talking to an opposite gender,
Okay.
yeah, you have a friend or you have someone whom you're sharing this thing.
Hmm.
Naturally, that person, like, for example, you are sharing it to the opposite gender,
Yeah.
and then uh, you had gone through a breakup, and then what happens is you feel, after some gradual,
Hmm.
some 2 or 3 months, you feel that this person, because this particular person knows you better than,
True.
uh, so you feel, oh, this person is the one. Now you are looking for that, filling that space, filling that gap.
Hmm.
So then you end up over here. Now after some six to
Okay.
eight months, then you will understand, oh, this is also not working out.
So
Then
that was better.
you will end up in the other. So I
Hmm.
mean, uh, if God doesn't fill that vacuum, and that's
Hmm.
that's the other point that I wanted to say. Some people, when they go through this relationship, this breakup, they end up in not having good relationship with God. They
Yeah.
go far away from God. I've seen a lot of people, when they go through rejection, simple rejection or breakup, they end up drinking, they end up
Hmm.
smoking, they end up going far away from God. So that is something I think, as individuals who are going
Hmm.
through this, they should be, they should be really looking onto.
Yeah, I think that's the challenging thing for today's youth. So, like, how to actually, like, if you can just focus on one thing, like for such youths where they're not able to focus on, because they're just getting into how, because they're not even knowing what they're going through, like, they're just spending their time here and there, or they getting to such bad habits. So I think a connection with God, that's very much important to have, and to talk to yourself, like what you actually want, what you don't want. And I think that's very much important to know yourself, and then also to have a proper connection with God, and then I think everything will be fine.
Yeah,
And
just to add, one of the
mhm,
things, as what we said last week also,
yes,
accept it. I mean,
yeah, acceptance.
you need to accept it. You not
Mm,
running away.
true.
Escapism is very wrong, especially in this kind of rejection thing. So accept the fact that yes, it has
Yeah.
happened, and finding the right kind of mentors and people whom you can talk. Stop revisiting the old memories.
Yeah.
You take the gallery and see, oh,
Mm.
what nice photos,
We
and
all do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that is like, you have a small wound, and
Mm.
on your body, and it's getting healed. After some time you feel irritation, you
Scratching
start,
again. Yeah.
so it worsens a lot. So
Mm.
stop doing those kind of things. Uh, and move on,
Mm.
as Paul says, press on towards the goal that I've kept. For God has kept seasons for us.
Mm.
God has kept special timings for us. So trust in His process, and I think God will help you.
Wow. That's very inspiring, and that's very much amazing, like what Pastor Sujith has mentioned here. So I think focus on the good things, and like focus on God, and you'll get there, you'll move on, and your life will lead to a better path. Thank you so much, thank you so much, Pastor, for sharing this to the
Absolute
youths, and
pressure.
like and yeah, guys, if you got any questions for like if you want to ask anything like for like in the next video, if you want, then please put it in the comment, or like you can text
Yeah.
personally on or DM us. Thank you so much.